Runes, the mysterious symbols that connect us to the ancient past, where every stroke holds a story. They are as captivating today as they once were when commonly in use, whether towards artistic, linguistic, mercantile, or spiritual ends. Hello and welcome, revelers of arcane, to the Dark Primordial. I'm your host, Ken Schroer, and while the elder Futhark and the younger Futhark often steal the spotlight, hidden in the heart of Sweden lies a lesser-known script, the Dalecarlian runes. These enigmatic symbols were carved and written for centuries, holding secrets to rural life, religion, and identity. What makes Dalecarlian runes so unique? How did they survive when other runic systems faded into obscurity? And what can they tell us about the people of Dalarna? Light your incense, grab your favorite snack, because today we're diving deep into Scandinavia's hidden linguistic treasure. Imagine a place where time seems to flow differently, where ancient traditions mingle with the present in a dance as old as the mountains themselves. This is Dalarna, a rugged slice of central Sweden that cradled one of Scandinavia's most intriguing linguistic mysteries, the Dalecarlian runes. These runes, affectionately called Dalar runes by locals, didn't just appear out of thin air. They emerged in the 16th century, a time when most of Europe had long abandoned runic writing in favor of the Latin alphabet. But Dalarna, ever the rebel, chose a different path. The story of Dalecarlian runes is one of resilience and adaptation. Born from the marriage of ancient Germanic runes and the encroaching Latin script, these symbols embody the spirit of a people caught between two worlds. The elder Futhark, that granddaddy of runic alphabets, had already evolved into the streamlined younger Futhark centuries earlier. But in Dalarna, this evolution took an unexpected turn. Why did this happen here, of all places? The answer lies in Dalarna's unique geography and culture. Nestled amongst forests and lakes, Dalarna's communities were isolated enough to preserve old ways, yet connected enough to be influenced by new ideas. This cultural crucible gave birth to a writing system that was neither fully runic nor entirely Latin, a true linguistic chimera. The persistence of runic writing in Dalarna when it had vanished elsewhere speaks volumes about the region's character. It suggests a society that valued its heritage deeply, yet wasn't afraid to innovate. These runes became more than just a way to write. They were a statement of identity, a way for Dalarna to say, we remember our past, but we're not stuck in it. Linguistically, the Dalecarlian runes offer a fascinating case study in how writing systems evolve. They show us that scripts don't always die out. Sometimes they transform, adapting to new cultural pressures while retaining echoes of their ancient roots. This hybrid nature made them uniquely suited to a society in transition, bridging the gap between the Viking Age and the early modern era. The very existence of these runes raises intriguing questions about literacy and cultural identity in rural Scandinavia. While Latin script dominated official and ecclesiastical writings, the persistence of runic literacy in Dalarna suggests a complex linguistic landscape. Here, perhaps more than anywhere else in Sweden, two writing traditions coexisted, each serving different purposes in the community. This duality of written expression mirrors the duality of Dalarna itself, a place both deeply traditional and surprisingly adaptable. The Dalecarlian runes stand as a testament to this spirit, a bridge between past and present, between the local and the global, between the written word and the spoken tradition. Let's take a closer look at these fascinating symbols. At first glance, Dalecarlian runes might seem like a jumble of lines and angles, but each stroke, each curve, tells a story of cultural evolution and practical innovation. Unlike their angular ancestors, Dalecarlian runes show a softening of forms, a blending of runic austerity with Latin fluidity. Take the rune for R, for instance. In the younger Futhark, it was a straight staff with a small triangle attached, but in Dalecarlian script, it begins to curve, resembling its Latin counterpart while retaining a distinctly runic flavor. This visual evolution reflects the changing needs of the Dalarna people as trades increased and contact with the outside world grew more frequent. The result was a script that could be quickly carved into wood or written with ink, equally at home on a farmer's tool or a merchant's ledger. But perhaps the most intriguing aspect of Dalecarlian runes is their variability. Unlike the standardized alphabets we're used to, these runes could differ significantly from one village to the next, or even from one writer to another. This diversity speaks to a society that valued individual expression and local identity. Imagine walking from one Dalarna village to another and finding that the runes look noticeably different. It's as if each community had its own linguistic fingerprint, a unique way of expressing itself through writing. This variability poses challenges for modern researchers, but offers invaluable insights into the social fabric of historical Dalarna. The shapes of Dalecarlian runes also tell us about the materials and tools available to their users. The simplification of some forms over time suggests a move towards faster, more efficient writing, perhaps a response to increased literacy and the need for quick, everyday communication. From a linguistic perspective, the evolution of these rune shapes provides a rare window into the process of orthographic change. We can trace how certain sounds came to be represented, how letter forms merged or split, and how the script adapted to the changing phonology of the Swedish language. The fusion of runic and Latin elements in Dalecarlian script is more than just a curiosity, it's a visual representation of cultural synthesis. These runes embody the tension between tradition and innovation, between local identity and wider Swedish culture. In their lines and curves, we can read the story of a people navigating the complexities of a changing world while holding fast to their unique heritage. In Dalarna, runes weren't just for monumental inscriptions or magical incantations. They were woven into the fabric of daily life, as common as the tools in a farmer's shed or the prayers on a churchgoer's lips. Imagine a Dalarna farmer returning home after a long day in the fields. He hangs up his scythe, its handle marked with runic symbols. His name, perhaps, or a protective charm. These weren't just ownership marks. They were a connection to an ancient tradition, a way of imbuing everyday objects with meaning and identity. In the marketplace, Dalecarlian runes played a crucial role in local commerce. Merchants used them to keep records of transactions, to mark goods, and to tally debts. This practical application of runes in a semi-literate society shows how writing systems adapt to serve the needs of their users. It's a reminder that literacy isn't an all-or-nothing proposition. In Dalarna, runic literacy coexisted with and complemented oral tradition. But the use of Dalecarlian runes wasn't confined to the secular sphere. Their presence in churches is particularly fascinating, offering a glimpse into the complex religious landscape of early modern Sweden. Imagine sitting in a wooden pew, running your fingers over runic inscriptions carved by generations of worshippers. These might be prayers, names, or dates, a tangible link between personal faith and communal tradition. One of the most intriguing artifacts of Dalecarlian runic culture is the calendar staff. These wooden sticks, carved with runic symbols, were used to track days, months, and important dates in the agricultural and religious calendar. They represent a fusion of timekeeping, literacy, and folk tradition that's uniquely Dalarnian. The calendar staffs tell us much about how rural communities structured their time and marked important events. They show a society attuned to the rhythms of nature and the cycles of the Christian year, using an ancient script to navigate the complexities of early modern life. The use of Dalecarlian runes in everyday context raises interesting questions about literacy and education in rural Sweden. While formal schooling in Latin script was becoming more common, the persistence of runic literacy suggests a parallel system of knowledge transmission. Perhaps older generations taught younger ones the runes, passing down not just a writing system, but a connection to their ancestors. This everyday use of runes also challenges our assumptions about the relationship between writing and orality. In Dalarna, it seems, written and spoken traditions complemented each other, creating a rich tapestry of communication and cultural expression. The Dalecarlian runes, in their myriad everyday applications, stand as a testament to the adaptability and resilience of human communication. They show us that even as societies change, people find ways to hold on to their cultural heritage, adapting ancient traditions to serve new needs. The story of Dalecarlian runes is one of resilience, decline, and unexpected revival. Like a stubborn plant pushing through cracks in the pavement, these runes persisted long after their counterparts had faded into history. As Sweden modernized in the 19th century, the writing was on the wall for Dalecarlian runes. The spread of formal education, emphasizing standardized Swedish and Latin script, began to erode the foundations of runic literacy. Imagine a Dalarna classroom in the late 1800s, where children learned to write in a script that looked nothing like the runes their grandparents used. This shift wasn't just about literacy, it reflected broader changes in Swedish society. As the nation-state consolidated its power, regional variations in language and writing were often seen as obstacles to unity. The decline of Dalecarlian runes mirrors similar processes across Europe, where local traditions often gave way to national standards. But the story doesn't end there. In a twist that would have surprised 19th century educators, the 20th century saw a resurgence of interest in Dalecarlian runes. This revival was part of a broader movement to document and preserve folk traditions, driven by scholars, artists, and local enthusiasts. The efforts to document Dalecarlian runes in the early 20th century were nothing short of heroic. Researchers combed through Dalarna, recording inscriptions, interviewing elderly rune users, and collecting artifacts. Their work transformed Dalecarlian runes from a dying tradition into a subject of academic study and cultural pride. This renaissance of interest in the runes coincided with a growing appreciation for regional identities within Sweden. Suddenly, what had been seen as an outdated script became a symbol of Dalarna's unique cultural heritage. Local museums began to showcase runic artifacts, and artists incorporated rune-inspired designs into their work. Perhaps the most remarkable aspect of this story is the persistence of living runic tradition well into the modern era. The last known person to use Dalecarlian runes as part of an unbroken tradition passed away in the 1980s. Think about that for a moment. While most of the world was using computers and watching MTV, there was still someone in Dalarna using a writing system with roots in the Viking Age. This late survival of Dalecarlian runes offers invaluable insights for linguists and anthropologists. It provides a rare opportunity to study the end stages of a writing tradition, to see how it adapts and changes in its twilight years. The persistence of these runes also raises intriguing questions about cultural memory and the transmission of knowledge across generations. Today, while Dalecarlian runes are no longer used for everyday writing, they've found new life as a subject of study and a source of cultural inspiration. The story of their decline and resurrection is a powerful reminder of the enduring importance of cultural heritage in the face of modernization and globalization. The legacy of Dalecarlian runes extends far beyond the borders of Dalarna or even Sweden. These enigmatic symbols offer a window into the complex processes of cultural evolution, linguistic change, and identity formation. For linguists, Dalecarlian runes provide a fascinating case study in script evolution. They show how writing systems can adapt to changing social and technological contexts while retaining links to their ancient roots. The fusion of runic and Latin elements in these runes offers insights into the mechanics of orthographic change. Historians find in Dalecarlian runes a unique source of information about rural life in early modern Sweden. The everyday uses of these runes, from marking tools to keeping calendars, offer glimpses into the daily concerns and practices of people often overlooked in official histories. For the people of Dalarna today, the runes represent a powerful link to their past. They've become a symbol of regional identity, incorporated into local art, architecture, and branding. This modern use of runic imagery raises interesting questions about authenticity and the reinvention of tradition in the 21st century. The study of Dalecarlian runes also contributes to our understanding of literacy and education in historical contexts. They challenge simplistic narratives about the spread of writing, showing how multiple writing systems can coexist and serve different functions within a community. In a broader sense, the story of Dalecarlian runes reminds us of the incredible diversity of human communication. They stand as a testament to the creativity and adaptability of people in preserving their cultural heritage while meeting the demands of a changing world. As we face the homogenizing pressures of globalization, the lesson of Dalecarlian runes becomes ever more relevant. They show us that local traditions can persist and evolve, that cultural diversity is a source of strength and innovation. The runes of Dalarna, carved into wood and stone, written in fading ink on yellowed pages, do more than record names or dates. They speak to us across centuries about resilience, identity, and the enduring power of written language to connect us to our roots. Dalecarlian runes are more than just an obscure writing system from a remote corner of Sweden. They are a mirror reflecting the complexities of human culture, a bridge between past and present, and a reminder of the myriad ways we humans have found to leave our mark on the world. Thanks for watching. If you found this video enlightening, please like, subscribe, and share with others who might also be interested in exploring the beautiful and often misunderstood history of runic languages. Additionally, consider supporting the Dark Primordial by visiting our Etsy and Shopify stores. There you'll find a curated selection of handcrafted witchcraft and pagan accessories to enhance your own spiritual practice. From hand-poured candles to intricately painted talismans, each item is imbued with intention and power. Until next time, may you become one with your own abyss.